Welcome, welcome. Merrill Chandler here, the Fundability Report. Or to quote the Colbert Report, this is the Fundability Report. I've been absent a couple of weeks because of extenuating circumstances, usually me being on a plane. So let's get right to it. First of all, Biden is coming up with 20,000, the opportunity to forgive student loans for $20,000. A CSNBC article by Annie Nova was outlining that it may cause some drops in scores. Now, this is just a panic attack. She's just writing this article to scare people so we can drive ratings, and so that we can get more eyes on their article, because the drop in student scores is not everything that it's saying that it is. So let's break this down. First of all, they're saying that when you there's been a moratorium on student loans for almost 3 years, right? Where student loan debt servicing is supposed to begin again in September, but it's been 3 years, straight 3 years since, well, we're April, and 2020, March of 2020 began the shutdowns. So what they're saying is, they've been reporting no payments are being made, but they suspended the fair credit, they suspended the accuracy in credit reporting statute, a part of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And so lenders have been reporting it as paid as agreed. So we've gotten 3 years of credit history when no payments have actually been made. Okay, number one. Number two, for those in September who start paying and or can't pay because they haven't budgeted in their lives the amount that those new costs are going to incur when it comes to paying the new payments, then there might be some defaults, which will help create some negative accounts on some borrowers. The other thing is that up to $20,000 is being forgiven. And so if somebody doesn't have any student loans that have been being paid through this moratorium period, there's going to be a cessation or ceasing of the reporting. And so what was 1, 2, 3, 5, however many loans that were being reported as positive, those will stop reporting as current, and they will be closed because they were paid off through this process. So that's scenario number 2, right? The third scenario is that people who are, if they forgive this amount that's being paid, the paid in full stops not the current reporting, but literally also stops there being installment loans on their credit profile. And the reason why they say it may cause a drop in credit scores for some borrowers, because those borrowers may not have, some students may not have, some adults may still not have a full package of installment loans that we know that there are placeholder points for an auto loan, placeholder points FICO gives, lenders give for mortgages. And if there are no additional loans, then we may take a hit on our credit score. Well, let's break this down. First of all, what they don't know, because they don't know the principles of fundability, is that many borrowers, student loan borrowers, may have far more than 6 loans. Some of them took 4, 8, 12 years for medical students, et cetera. They've got 12 years worth of loans. They might have 12 to 16 or more total loans. FICO does not like anything over 5 loans. Number 6 on starts creating penalty points. What doesn't matter if it's a mortgage, auto loan, student loans. If you've got more than 5 loans on your credit profile, you're taking a hit. So yes, they might be paid as agreed for all of these loans, but the fact that you're over leveraged, you have too many loans for FICO and lender software to evaluate you as truly magnificent borrowers, that very fact will create a negative impact. So your scores may go up if you're forgiven of a bunch of these loans, or if your loans go from 10 to 5 and you're under that 6 threshold, 5 or fewer, your score may actually go up, and it may go up significantly. Now, I do want to throw this in here. Let's be aware that there is one FICO metric and lender metric that their underwriting software catches, that while you have been making payments through this moratorium period and no one's reported you as late, if they are accruing any interest, if any of these are accruing interest, then your current balance is likely higher than the original loan amount. FICO, straight from FICO's Ethan Dornhelm, the chief scientist at FICO, he said that there's no accounting. FICO software, lender software, to extrapolate, does not. It looks that you're using more money than you were given, and that is a negative impact. So be aware of these things, that it doesn't matter that your payments are not being made, but you're getting credit for positive payments. If you are over limit, you've got one of the most significant negative indicators that FICO and lenders weigh against you. So be careful of that. All right, moving on. Banks are, because of high interest or because of high costs, the inability for business borrowers to pay back super high interest loans. Right now, prime is highest in the sevens, high sevens. These high interest loans would be difficult to pay back by many businesses, and so business lending in the full target is. In this article, NPR, it says they're getting stingy about loans and small businesses are suffering. But here's what's interesting. Nobody is not, we have client after client after client in this environment. The last few weeks, the last couple of months are being funded significantly because, as we talk about in fundability optimization, that outer ring in a funding target, the outer rings is the easy peasy. It's the fair weather approvals, right? But we optimize our borrower behaviors to be super tight in that bullseye, first ring out, so that when lenders start getting stingy with these outer approvals, they're not getting stingy with these bullseye approvals. The people who fit the lender guidelines perfectly, they're still getting funded. We see it all the time. It's fascinating to watch, and it's also fascinating to read articles that say lenders are getting stingy, because yes, it's true, but again, we get to redefine the conversation, because they're getting stingy with these outlying approvals, the 5th, 6th, the 7th rings out that get approved when interest is low and jobs are on the rise and the interest rates are manageable. All of those positive indicators for an economy, yeah, then they're maybe higher interest, but they're approving these outer ring approvals. So we got to ask all the questions when you read something like this. Again, I'm all about I'm all about folks being told scare tactics, etc. But let's get under the hood and find out what they're really talking about. It's a pleasure to have been with you. My name is Merrill Chandler, and your host of the Fundability Report. We will see you next Tuesday at 3:45 Mountain Time.